Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by addressing something we all understand on a deeply personal level: the power of change. We are constantly evolving, the world around us is constantly changing, and with each passing moment we have the ability to shift the course of our lives. But here's the thing: sometimes it's one small deliberate move that can unlock an entire new reality. We often think that to create lasting transformation in our relationships and our lives, we need a grand, sweeping gesture. But what if I told you that the most powerful move you could make is something far more subtle? This one move, this simple shift, can change everything. It is a choice to move away from the familiar patterns of your past and into the power of your present moment. It's not about manipulation or trying to control the other person. It's about choosing to be so present with yourself that you become a magnet for what is real and authentic. This shift begins inside of you. When you show up fully for yourself, you begin to show up fully for others in a way that's magnetic. When you stand in your own energy, unapologetically aligned with your own values and passions, you start to radiate an energy that is impossible to ignore. The truth is, we all have an energy field around us, and it extends far beyond our physical bodies. When you start to embody a version of yourself that is calm, grounded, and deeply connected to your own truth, it creates a ripple in the world around you. But here's the thing: this isn't about being perfect. It's not about looking for someone else's approval or waiting for the right circumstances to come along. It's about embodying the highest version of yourself, and in doing so, others feel that presence. Let me ask you this: have you ever been in a relationship where, for a time, you felt like you were the one doing all the chasing? You may have been showing up, pouring your heart out, waiting for the other person to respond in kind. But what happened when you stopped? What happened when you shifted your focus, moved inward, and began taking care of your own emotional and mental well-being? Did things change? You see, when you stop chasing, something remarkable happens. You stop giving away your energy. Instead, you start pulling energy back toward yourself. You stop looking outward for validation, and instead you choose to validate yourself. You begin to cultivate a sense of worth that is completely independent of anyone else's actions. This, my friends, is the one move that leaves them missing you every single day. It's the realization that you have your own back. You are no longer waiting for someone to come around and give you permission to be happy, to be fulfilled, to be at peace. When you stop seeking external validation, you become magnetic. Your life becomes an invitation rather than a pursuit. And here's the paradox: when you stop trying, you actually attract more. You begin to draw in what is meant for you, whether it's love, connection, opportunities, or growth. By making this one shift, you're not just changing your behavior, you're changing your energy, your vibration, and that has a profound effect on everything around you. So I invite you today to make this move. Choose to step into your own power without apology. Align yourself with the truth of who you are. Live fully in the moment, not waiting for someone else's affirmation, and watch how your energy shifts. Watch how the dynamics around you begin to change. It won't happen overnight, but when you continue to show up for yourself, when you embody your truth, your peace, your power, the people in your life will feel it. They will begin to miss you, not because of what you can give them, but because of the energy you bring when you are fully yourself. So take that one move, step into your full power, and as you do, watch how everything around you begins to transform. Thank you. Transformation is not just a buzzword. It is a fundamental shift in how we experience and engage with the world. It begins from within, not from external circumstances. True transformation occurs when we decide to stop waiting for life to change and take control of how we show up in each moment. It's a shift in mindset, a change in perception, and an alignment of thought, feeling, and action. At the heart of transformation is the realization that we have the ability to create new patterns, to rewrite our stories, and to release old ways of being that no longer serve us. This process often starts with a small awareness, noticing how we've been responding to situations or people based on past experiences rather than choosing to respond with awareness in the present moment. The more we practice mindfulness and become conscious of our internal state, the more power we have to transform our reality. Transformation requires us to let go of limiting beliefs, fears, and attachments that bind us to a version of ourselves that we've outgrown. It involves recognizing that we are not our past mistakes or our current challenges. By shifting our focus from the external to the internal, we take responsibility for our emotional and mental states, recognizing that we can change the way we think, feel, and act. This change does not happen overnight, and it's not always easy. There will be times when the old ways try to pull us back, when we feel the weight of old patterns trying to reassert themselves. However, the more we commit to our own growth and transformation, the more we strengthen our ability to navigate life with a sense of inner peace and purpose. Transformation is a continuous process, an unfolding and ever-deepening journey of becoming the highest version of ourselves. Energy is the unseen force that drives everything in our lives. It influences how we feel, how we act, and how we interact with the world. Every thought, emotion, and belief we hold sends out a vibration that affects our surroundings, whether we realize it or not. Our energy field extends beyond our physical body, creating an aura that others can sense. This energetic presence is what attracts or repels people, opportunities, and experiences. When we are aligned with positive, empowering energy, we naturally draw in the right circumstances and connections. When our energy is scattered, negative, or misaligned, we often feel disconnected, drained, and out of sync with what we desire. The key to transforming our external world lies in first mastering our internal energy. It's about cultivating an energy that is rooted in clarity, peace, and purpose. Our energy is shaped by our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Each choice we make contributes to the frequency we emit into the world. For example, when we focus on gratitude and abundance, we increase our energy field's capacity to attract more of the same. On the other hand, when we dwell on fear, lack, or resentment, our energy becomes dense and repelling. The power lies in our ability to consciously choose where we place our focus and how we respond to external stimuli. Understanding the power of energy allows us to take full responsibility for the life we create. We are no longer passive bystanders waiting for life to change. Instead, we become active participants in shaping our reality. By consciously cultivating positive energy and learning how to shift our state, we gain the ability to transform our relationships, careers, and overall experience of life. This energy is the catalyst for everything we wish to manifest. Presence is one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal, yet it is often overlooked in our fast-paced, distraction-filled lives. To be truly present is to be fully engaged in the moment, with no attachment to past events or anxiety about what's to come. It is the ability to show up in every moment with clarity, focus, and a deep connection to yourself and the world around you. When we are present, we are not operating from automatic responses or old habits. We are consciously choosing how we engage with the current experience. Being present means giving our full attention to the here and now, without being pulled by the weight of past regrets or future fears. It is the space where true connection happens, not only with others but with ourselves. When we are present, we access a state of awareness where our thoughts, feelings, and actions align with what is happening right now, creating a sense of harmony and flow. This is where we begin to notice the subtleties of life, the things that often go unnoticed when we are distracted or in a rush. Presence is transformative because it allows us to create new experiences rather than repeating old patterns. It invites us to break free from automatic reactions and instead choose how we respond to situations. It is in these moments of awareness that we experience clarity and insight, where we have the space to make decisions that are aligned with our highest truth. Being present also helps us become more attuned to the energy of others, deepening our relationships and fostering a sense of understanding and compassion. It's an act of being, not doing. Allowing ourselves to simply be in the moment without judgment or expectation. Magnetism is the invisible force that draws people and opportunities toward us, and it is deeply connected to the energy we emit. It's not about trying to attract others through manipulation or force. Instead, magnetism is the natural result of being fully aligned with who we truly are. When we are in tune with ourselves, radiating confidence, authenticity, and inner peace, we naturally become magnetic to those around us. People are drawn to our energy because it feels grounded, real, and powerful. This magnetic presence is not something that can be faked or forced. It is an outcome of deep self-awareness and self-acceptance. When we cultivate a magnetic presence, we shift from seeking validation from others to generating our own sense of worth. This shift is vital because when we rely on external sources for validation, we are constantly in a state of neediness and insecurity. But when we stand firmly in our own power, we no longer need external approval, and this sense of inner security is incredibly attractive. Others sense that we are complete in ourselves, and this energy naturally pulls them toward us. Magnetism thrives when we embrace our uniqueness and let go of the need to conform. When we express ourselves authentically, without fear of judgment or rejection, we become an embodiment of what it means to be fully ourselves. This is the energy that attracts others, not because we are trying to impress them, but because we are simply being true to who we are. The more we embrace our personal power and live from a place of self-love, the more our magnetic presence grows, drawing to us the people, circumstances, and experiences that align with our highest good. Validation is a powerful force in our lives, yet it often gets misunderstood as something that must come from others. We live in a world where we are conditioned to seek approval from external sources, whether it's from our friends, family, colleagues, or society as a whole. But the truth is, external validation is fleeting. It is dependent on the opinions and judgments of others. And that means it can never provide the lasting fulfillment we crave. True validation comes from within. It is about learning to acknowledge our own worth, to recognize our own accomplishments, and to give ourselves the permission to feel good about who we are, regardless of outside opinion. When we start validating ourselves, we release the need to seek external approval. We stop measuring our value by what others think or say about us, and instead we begin to measure our worth by how we feel about ourselves. Self-validation is a practice that allows us to honor our own feelings, decisions, and actions. It is about trusting that our thoughts and choices are valid, even if they don't align with the expectations of others. The process of self-denial creates inner peace because it shifts the focus from external circumstances to our internal experience. We become less affected by the opinions and actions of others because we have already validated ourselves. This inner sense of self-worth is empowering because it allows us to act in alignment with our values and desires without the fear of judgment or rejection. When we no longer seek validation from outside sources, we become more authentic, more confident, and more at peace with who we are. This inner security radiates outward, drawing positive energy and opportunities into our life. Salutation is the process of bringing all aspects of ourselves into harmony so that our thoughts, feelings, actions, and values are all working together in a unified direction. It's the state where we are in full agreement with our deepest truths, and the life we are living reflects the person we truly are. When we are aligned, we experience a sense of flow. Things feel easier, more natural, and we are less prone to resistance or struggle. Alignment doesn't just happen by chance, though. It requires conscious effort and self-awareness. It's about making choices that are in alignment with who we are at our core, even if those choices challenge the status quo or push us out of our comfort zones. Being aligned means being honest with ourselves about what we truly want and need instead of what we think we should want or what others expect from us. It's about learning to trust our inner voice, that quiet, wise part of us that knows what is right for us, and making decisions from that place of knowing. When we act out of alignment with our true self, we feel off, disconnected, or even lost. We may experience stress, frustration, or a deep sense of dissatisfaction because we are not living in a way that honors our authentic being. Alignment brings us into balance, where we feel grounded in who we are. It allows us to respond to life from a place of clarity and confidence because we know we are acting in congruence with our values and purpose. When we're aligned, we're not second-guessing ourselves or doubting our choices. We are moving forward with the certainty that we are on the right path. This sense of alignment creates an energy that is magnetic and pulls us toward the experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate with our true self-empowerment is. The process of recognizing and claiming our personal power, realizing that we have the ability to create change in our lives. It's about understanding that we are not victims of circumstances, but active participants in shaping our reality. Empowerment starts from within. It begins with the belief that we are capable, worthy, and deserving of everything we desire. It is the inner shift that occurs when we stop looking outside of ourselves for permission, validation, or direction, and instead tap into the infinite potential that exists within us. When we feel empowered, we take responsibility for our choices, our thoughts, and our actions. We stop blaming external forces for the way our lives are unfolding and begin to recognize that we have the ability to choose how we respond to every situation. Empowerment comes from knowing that we can control our attitudes, our behaviors, and our perceptions, even when we cannot control the world around us. It's about reclaiming the power we often give away, whether it's through fear, self-doubt, or reliance on others. True empowerment is deeply connected to self-belief. It requires us to trust ourselves, our instincts, and our decisions. It means stepping into our strengths while also acknowledging our weaknesses and embracing both with love and acceptance. Empowerment allows us to make bold decisions, take risks, and move forward with confidence. It encourages us to break free from limiting beliefs, societal expectations, or fear of failure, knowing that our power lies in our ability to persevere, adapt, and grow. When we are empowered, we no longer wait for external circumstances to change. We take action from a place of inner strength, knowing that we have the resources within us to create the life we desire. Self-worth is the deep, unshakable understanding that we are inherently valuable, regardless of our circumstances or what others think of us. It's about knowing that we don't have to earn our worth through achievements, external validation, or approval from others. Our value is intrinsic, a fundamental aspect of who we are. When we cultivate self-worth, we stop measuring our value based on comparisons or standards set by society. Instead, we come to understand that we are worthy simply by existing, by being our true selves. Self-worth is not the same as self-esteem, which often fluctuates based on external feedback or success. Self-worth, on the other hand, remains steady and consistent, rooted in the understanding that we are enough as we are. It's a quiet confidence that comes from within, a sense of inner peace that allows us to accept ourselves fully, flaws and all. When we value ourselves, we set boundaries that honor our needs, and we stop tolerating situations or relationships that diminish our sense of self. Building self-worth requires us to challenge the negative beliefs we've internalized over the years. It requires us to replace the voices of self-doubt with affirmations of love and acceptance. This process often involves healing past wounds and forgiving ourselves for mistakes or shortcomings. The more we practice self-compassion, the more we cultivate a sense of worth that doesn't depend on external circumstances. When we truly know our worth, we no longer seek validation from others. We no longer feel the need to prove ourselves or seek approval. We stand firm in the truth that we are worthy, and that is enough. Authenticity is the act of showing up as our true selves, free from pretense, masks, or the need to conform to outside expectations. It's about aligning our actions with our inner values and beliefs, rather than trying to fit into a mold created by others. When we are authentic, we embrace who we are, flaws and all, and refuse to hide parts of ourselves to gain approval or acceptance. It's a deep, raw honesty with ourselves and the world around us. Living authentically requires courage because it often involves stepping away from societal norms or the expectations of those around us. It means having the strength to say no when something doesn't feel right, and to say yes to things that truly align with our purpose. Authenticity requires us to trust ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, and allow it to guide our choices, regardless of what others may think. It is a powerful practice in self-respect, as we begin to honor our own feelings, desires, and intuition without feeling the need to seek validation from outside sources. Being authentic is also about accepting the full range of who we are, including our vulnerabilities, imperfections, and mistakes. It's understanding that we don't have to be perfect to be worthy. When we embrace authenticity, we open the door to deeper, more meaningful connections with others because we are no longer hiding behind a facade. We attract relationships and opportunities that are in alignment with our true self, not with an image we've created for the world. The more we live authentically, the more our energy aligns with our deepest desires, creating space for genuine fulfillment and growth. Attraction is the magnetic force that draws experiences, people, and opportunities into our lives. It is rooted in the energy we emit and the vibrations we put out into the world. Everything around us is energy, and our own energy is constantly interacting with the energy of others and the environment. When we align ourselves with what we desire, whether it's love, success, or peace, we naturally begin to attract those things into our reality. The law of attraction suggests that like attracts like, and when we shift our energy to match the frequency of what we want, we invite it into our lives. Attraction goes beyond mere wishful thinking. It requires a deep understanding of ourselves and our desires. We must first know what we want, not from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance and clarity. When we focus on what we want without the fear of not having it, we align our energy with it. It's important to feel as though we already have what we desire, as this sense of ownership and gratitude shifts our vibration, making us more magnetic to our desires. This process of attraction is not about forcing things to happen or trying to control outcomes. It's about allowing space for the universe to bring what we need in its own time, in its own way. It's about trust. Trust that when we align ourselves with our highest good, the right opportunities and people will come into our lives at the right moment. Attraction is the result of our internal state. When we elevate our energy, we naturally begin to draw in the experiences that resonate with our elevated vibration. By focusing on positive emotions and embodying the energy we wish to attract, we open ourselves up to limitless possibilities.